Okay, y'all, this one means a little more because it's the first episode back after a season of stepping away for a little while. And I want to be really honest about that. This podcast didn't stop because I didn't care about it. It really started to feel like another task on my list, another thing to keep up with. And I knew that's not what this was created to be. This was never meant to feel like a job. It's a calling. It's always been a calling. And I could feel the Lord gently nudging me to step back, to reset, to get quiet again, and to come back when it felt aligned and intentional. And so that's what this is. Not a restart, but a return with the right heart behind it. I'm Stephanie, licensed esthetician, anti-aging specialist, and the founder of Balam Aesthetics in Magnolia, Texas. It's a space that I created for women in midlife to not only care for their skin, but to feel seen, supported, and reminded that they are not alone. Because Balam means beautiful soul, that has always been the mission. This podcast is an extension of that space. We go beyond skincare and we talk about faith, identity, confidence, healing, and what it really looks like to walk through midlife with intention. If you are a woman who's ready to feel better in your skin inside and out, then you are in the right place. And if you're local and looking to elevate your skin, you've been struggling with confidence, dry, dull skin, all the midlife stuff, I would truly love to have you in my treatment room. All the details on how to book are in the show notes. So let's get into today's episode. Okay, so today's episode is titled Busy Isn't Your Calling, Returning to What Actually Matters. Let's really just sit in this for a minute. Because busy isn't just about your schedule, right? It's about how you're living. We say we're busy, but what we often mean is we are overwhelmed, we're distracted, we're overcommitted, and we're reacting instead of leading. And the world rewards that. It tells you if you're busy, you're doing something right. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. I do this all the time. I have 2 days this week where I have no one on my schedule, and I've been so busy lately that it's unusual. And you start thinking to yourself, like, why is there nobody on my schedule for 2 full days? Like, am I failing? Am I this? Am I that? I need to get more clients. Granted, I do not have a completely full set of books yet, and I could get more clients, but God does that every week consistently. I am getting new clients. It might not be filling my books, but consistently I'm getting new clients. And 90% of my clients are returning. They stay. They don't just come for one facial and leave. They come month after month after month. So I'm still building. I'm being intentional. But it's really hard for someone like me who's just like a go, go, go to have 2 full days with no one on my schedule. So I sat in that for a while and I thought, you know what? All right, Lord, like, what do you want from me? And like I had said before, I have been feeling this calling to bring the podcast back. It's been a couple weeks now, and I've just kind of set it on the back burner and just kind of thought about things. I think a lot when I'm driving, and I get a lot of drive time to and from work. My one-way commute is about 40 minutes. So I have a lot of time in my car, and that's when I do a lot of thinking. And I just kind of was like, what am I going to talk about? Because it's kind of what happened before is like I lost my creativeness. I wasn't getting things from him anymore. I felt like I was getting in the beginning. And so I just kind of sat in that for a while. And all of these things started coming and ideas on episodes. And then look, now I've got 2 full days to sit and brainstorm and create and record and edit these episodes. So, God's timing is perfect. He knows what he's doing. We just need to let him lead in that. God doesn't measure your life by how full your schedule is. He really measures it by your faithfulness. And those are two very different things. You can do a lot and still miss what actually matters. You can literally check every single box and still be out of alignment. So the question shifts from, what did I get done today, to, was I faithful with what was actually mine to carry today? That's deep, y'all. And underneath all of this is identity. Because a lot of us, if we're honest, we've tied our worth to what we produce. If I'm doing more, I must be enough. If I'm achieving more, I must be valuable. But that kind of thinking is what's going to keep you exhausted. Because there's always going to be more to do. Your worth was never meant to come from your productivity. It comes from who you are in Christ. And when that really sinks in and you stop striving, you stop trying to prove something, you start showing up from a place of peace instead of pressure. Now let's talk about creating space. Because this is really where things start to shift. But space is uncomfortable. Because when everything gets quiet, you can't hide behind the noise anymore. Oh, so lived that. Your thoughts get louder, your emotions come up, and most people would rather stay busy. They don't want to sit in that. But that quiet space, that's where God meets you, not in the chaos, but in the stillness. So you have to create space for him. Creating a space isn't just about time. It's about making room for him. And this is where we have to be honest. Saying no is not just a boundary, it's obedience. Because every yes, it costs you something. If you think about it that way, like every yes costs you something. Your time, your energy, your focus. So if you're saying yes to the things that God didn't ask of you, you're spending what he gave you on the wrong things. Not every opportunity is an assignment. That's something we need to realize too. It's hard as a business owner. We think we need to take all the opportunities, right? We want to grow. And so we're like, I can't pass this up. It sounds so good. Some things are distractions that are dressed up as good opportunities. So it is okay to step back. It is okay to say no. Sometimes that is the most faithful thing that you can do. And it's not always easy. It's not. Now let's talk about hearing God. Because this is where discernment is built. You don't learn his voice overnight. You learn it through relationship, through time, through being in the Word daily. Because when you're in the Word, you're learning his character, his truth, his nature. So when something comes your way, you can recognize that sounds like him or that doesn't sound like him. The more familiar you are with him, the easier it becomes to discern what is and what isn't from him. This is where things really changed for me. I was looking at my schedule each week and I was seeing numbers. I would get on and I would see what my week looked like, and I'd be like looking at treatments, right? And what those costs for those treatments are. So what do I have coming in for the week? And what do I have that has to go out for the week for bills? I was seeing numbers, income totals, planning. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but it became my focus. And the Lord really shifted that in me. Like, Stephanie, you are looking at numbers. And I want you to see people. And it just kind of hit me like, oh, that is why I started this business, right? Obviously, I got to make an income. There has to be numbers in order to sustain the business. But that can't be my focus. That can't be my focus. He has always provided for this business since the day I opened its doors. I might not have an abundance some months, but the bills are paid and the business is running. So I need to trust more. I need to trust him in that. He will take care of the numbers. I need to take care of the people. I need to steward what was given to me. Every name on my schedule is a woman, a story, a life, a need. And Balam Aesthetics was never meant to be just about skincare. It was always meant to go deeper. So now I think, who is walking through my door today? How can I pray for her? How can I serve her? Because you know what? The Lord will take care of the rest. He will take care of the numbers. So now you've created space. What do you do with it? Because if you don't fill it intentionally, life will fill it for you. So now it becomes about stewardship. Your time, my time, is a gift. And what you say yes to shapes your life. Not everything deserves access to you. And let's go a little bit deeper here. Not every open door is from God either. The enemy opens doors all the time. And sometimes we assume if it's more money, must be from God. If it's more opportunity, must be from God. If it's more followers, more growth, it must be from God. But that is not always the truth. Because the enemy will offer things that look good, but pull you out of alignment. And most of the time, if it's easier, it's not from God. Because God stretches you. He refines you. He grows you. So just because the door opens doesn't mean you're supposed to walk through it. I'm here to tell you, stop chasing more and start chasing God. It all comes down to trust, letting go of control. Control feels safe. You know, it's crazy. I don't know how many times in my life, I can't count. It's too many, that when I finally let go and give it to God, no matter what the situation is, it's like miraculously everything just falls into place perfectly, just how it was supposed to. But I tend to hold on longer than I should to that control because I'm not trusting him. I'm not fully trusting him. And I know it's easy to say, but actually letting go and trusting him, it's hard to do. It's hard for us to do. But I promise you, when you do that, everything will just come together. It still amazes me to this day when that happens. It's like you'd think I'd know by now, but we trust God until we feel pressure, and then we take it back. He has proven over and over again, though, that he provides. So this is just your reminder to let go again and to trust again. If you're listening to this, I want you to pause and I want you to ask yourself, what am I carrying that was never mine? What do I need to release? Where am I filling my time instead of being intentional? Because more than likely, the answer isn't doing more, it's actually doing less, but doing what actually matters. That concludes our episode today, and I just truly want to thank you for spending time with me. I don't take that lightly. I don't take it lightly that you choose to sit here and listen, especially in a world that is constantly pulling for your attention. And if this episode spoke to you, I want to encourage you not just to move on to the next thing. Don't just go back into your day the same way you were before. Just sit with this for a minute. Sit with this for a minute and ask yourself, where have I been filling my time instead of being intentional with it? What have I been saying yes to that I need to release? Where is God asking me to slow down? And I've been resisting that. Because awareness, that's one thing, right? We need to be aware of these things. But alignment requires action. Even if it's small, even if it's just creating 5 minutes of quiet in the morning or saying no to one thing this week, those small shifts, they matter and they add up. And if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, you're not behind, you're not failing. You might just be misaligned. And that can be corrected. That can be corrected one small decision at a time. If you're local to Magnolia, Texas, and you're looking for a place where you can slow down, reset, and be cared for inside and out, I would truly love to have you in my treatment room at Balam Aesthetics. All the details to book, along with my website and social links, are in the show notes. And if this episode meant something to you, share it with another woman who needs to hear this. And be sure to follow the show so you don't miss what's coming next. Always remember, you are not alone, and there is a more intentional way to walk through this season. I'll see you in the next episode. God bless.